cream-colored fur, light brown mane, and tail unicorn single mother came home after a long day from her store. Her cutie mark, an antique metal oil lamp from old Equestria that indicated her expertise and interest in all things historical. Her long, hazel brown mane was mostly hidden under a rose-pink, silk flowery hat that complemented her fur coat. This lovely mature mare runs an antique shop in the busy streets of Ponyville all by herself, and this day happened to be the day, that weird work day, where every pony shows up at closing time and didn't leave her store for at least 2 hours. So naturally, she decided that she desired a cup of coffee in a shooting environment, and luckily for her, her son just happens to make some really good cups of coffee.
Coffee Bean, I'm home.
She mildly exclaimed as she levitated her hat onto a hat rack and trotted over to the living room to take a moment to relax. Well, before her dog, Founder, showed up. They named that dog that way because they found her one day. It's a pun, get it?
Hey girl, how are you doing?
Hey Mom.
A new voice lets itself known as a young colt who seems to be around 15 years old. He has a coffee-colored fur with white mane and tail and has a warm cup of coffee for a cutie mark. This Coffee Bean-looking colt was Coffee Bean, and he was bringing his mother a nice hot cup of coffee. Too bad Founder could smell it as well. As soon as he set the cup down, Founder tried to get a drink, only for the mother to help her relax.
Oh, thank you, dear. Did I ever tell you how much I love your coffee?
The mother stated as she took a big sip of pure black nectar of life and effervescent caffeine.
Only every single cup of coffee every time you visit here, Mom.
Coffee Bean nonchalantly replied while rolling his eyes. He decided to head back to his room and read for a bit now that his job was complete.
Hey, Coffee, come here.
His mother asked as he entered his room, earning a sigh from the young stallion, heading back to the living room to see the family's pet head in his mother's coffee cup.
You know what this means, right?
I'll get another cup ready for you.
Coffee said with another sigh. Picking up on the sigh, the mother came up with a clever idea.
How about I tell you a story while you make me a fresh cup?
Sure, why not?
Coffee replied as he started the coffee maker while grounding the coffee beans. No matter how many times he did the process, it would always bring a genuine smile to his face.
A long time ago, in a far, far away land, a boy and his dog lived with their mother.
She began, only for the sound of a falling cup coming from the living room. Both ponies ran to see what was up, only for their dog to be licking the leftover coffee stain on the floor.
Huh. Maybe I should have put that cup in the sink.
Coffee said, as it was his mother's turn to roll her eyes.
Well, now I lost my place. I have to start all over.
She took a moment to clear her throat.
Now, in a land far, 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 far away, there was a colt and his dog. They lived with their mother, and the boy kept drinking the mother's coffee.
Wait, you never drink your coffee?
Bean quickly said.
You weren't listening. I said the boy's dog kept drinking his mother's coffee.
His mother said with a huff.
No, you didn't.
Coffee pointed out.
Yes, I did.
She countered.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Coffee insisted.
Who's the mommy here?
She pulled out her trump card.
You are, Mom.
Coffee said, knowing where this was going.
And who's always right?
The mother asked as she puffed out her chest.
You are, Mom.
Coffee answered with another sigh, but couldn't help himself from smiling.
That's right. And don't you forget it.
The mother attempted to casually gloat.
Now, you made me lose my place again, so I had to start all over again.
His mother cleared her throat again.
In a far, 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 far away land where people don't interrupt their mothers lived a small colt and his dog. They lived with their mother, and the boy's dog kept drinking their mother's coffee. So what the mother did was one day she gave the dog away so she could have her coffee in peace. The end.
Creamer or milk this time, Mom?
Coffee Bean asked as he got a clean cup from the cabinet.
I think I'll take milk. And be sure to put some of the leftover coffee in Founder's water bowl, so she won't steal mine this time.
The mother said as she took a seat at the kitchen table. After taking a long, savory sniff, she blew on it to cool it off a little, and taking that first sip with satisfactory purrs, she sat the cup on the table, and not a moment later, Founder was trying to hop onto the table to drink.
Here, girl. I got you your own cup.
Coffee Bean said as he put a small bowl of coffee for Founder to drink, and drink she did, making dog noise sounds, or whatever noises dogs made when they drink. She went to town on that bowl of coffee.
Looks like you have a new fan, my little Coffee Bean.
The mother pointed out as she took another drink of her own.
So it seems, Mom.
Coffee said as he petted Founder.
Too bad she had to drink your first cup.
Yeah, we lost a great cup this day, and its sacrifice shall not be forgotten this day.
The mom said with a chuckle before taking another mouthful of coffee.
Have I told you that I love your coffee?
Only every cup of coffee every time you visit here, Mom.
Coffee Bean said.
Then you know it's true because...
The mother waited for her son to respond.
Because you are always right and never wrong.
Coffee continued as he headed to his room.
And don't you forget it.
His mother said as she finished up her own cup of coffee.
Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links in the description. Thanks for listening and be sure to subscribe. Good night, every pony.